So welcome back to the channel, folks. If you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you. Y'all don't mind hitting that subscribe and that bell and that like. Sure would appreciate it. Just taking a little ride out to Anna Maria Island today. You know, I started looking back at my motorcycle years, starting at my first taste at 14. I decided to do a series called the Motorcycle Diaries. And maybe some of you can share, oh, excuse me, some of your stories, but I want to do a series about motorcycle life, of course. But this one is about aging, what happens, and how I think it's a whole lot better. This one is about, of course, getting older and all the changes we've been through, what we all go through. You know, when you're 16, you're riding your first bike, you know, in your late teen years, man, there is nothing more exciting than getting on that bike, going for a rip. And, you know, mine was a Honda 305. Boy, I just thought that was awesome. I actually had that thing bored out to a 360, I think. Of course, I didn't know what I was doing with it. Screwed it all up. And that's part of the experience. And then later on in life, you know, you get better motorcycles. Really, what you want to do is start riding with your buds and exploring and looking for that next horizon. Still in the years where it's, all you want to do is ride. And, you know, it's exciting. But then you get married, have some kids, and maybe you take a few years off, which I did. Because you got to tend to your children, at least till they go to college. Or the Army in college. But then when you start riding again, you know, you're pretty much a little bit older, and you want to do some things that matter. And, joining a motorcycle club was it for me. And raising money for the Colorado Law Enforcement Memorial, and riding in groups of, taking groups out of 200. We've had groups as large as 2,000 raising money. But those were great years. Great camaraderie. Got all your buds. And people that you'll probably be friends with till you're in the ground. And that's great. But at some point, a little voice says, you know, it's time to go. It's time to retire from this. And you realize that what you really want to do is ride alone. And that's the first sign of getting a little wisdom, and that your priorities are changing. And you just really want to slow down, explore the world, get places and explore where you are, which, you know, the wife and I did a lot of that. I think we explored every little town in Colorado, and some in Utah, New Mexico. And it great. And there's a lot of experience in riding the mountains up there. And that may be pretty much the rider I am today. But of course you've got a little more money now because you're older. So you can afford a better bike. And you know, your reflexes, your ability to react, that's not the same anymore, but what you have to make up for it, wisdom and experience, and knowing what these weirdos are going to do, because you've seen it all. Seeing how cars can creep out and pull in front of you. And I think experience and wisdom is every bit as good as your young reaction time. But then there's the other little things like, well, I don't ride at night anymore. Unless I have to, and if I have to, I'm riding with somebody else. And it's probably going to be riding on the interstate where it's well lit. I learned in Colorado that riding in the mountains and in back hills, wildlife is everywhere. When I got to Florida, I realized wild hogs are everywhere. Got some construction here. The last hurricane, I guess. But this is the time in my life when I really, really enjoy riding. Because I'm really taking the time, plan my trips. Well, sometimes you have to plan them around P-stops. That's all right. You plan really nice places to go. And sometimes you just want to go to the mountains and you just want to go to the beach. In Florida, well, we don't have any mountains here. Do have the beach. Sometimes I just want to clear my head. Come have a cup of coffee at the beach and relax.